if you know who you are, and if you know where you come from, then that's all you need.
What's your life up? 'Cause I did.
What's going on, people? I'd like to welcome you all to another episode of the BYLU Campaign podcast. You're here today with your hosts, Dan and Nate, and we're joined by a special guest, HJT himself, my man, Mr. Airport. So yeah, let's get into it. It's going to be a very informative episode. A lot of great stories to be shared and things to be learned. What's going on, Nate? How you feeling?
I'm feeling blessed. You know, we've been talking before this podcast, and I'm really excited for it. It's going to be informative. I'm excited just to learn more about your story and just grow from it personally. So I'm feeling blessed. How about yourself?
For sure. I'm feeling, I'm straight, man. I'm just trying to get healthy. That's all. I keep coughing and stuff, but outside of that, I'm excited also. Yeah. We had our initial introduction over the phone, and I was like, all right, cool. This is like a story that I personally want to learn about also, just to see like the little gems that's in there. So yeah, let's get into it. So to our special guest, HJT, how are you today? Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Danny boy. I got a little inside of y'all. But no, I appreciate it, Danny, and especially you, Nate, for saying yes. You know, and this is the thing. This is why I'm so excited. Now, I contacted this brother, Nate, and I said, listen, Nate, I said, wait a minute, you have a podcast, BYLU, and because I didn't know what it stood for, so I'm like, BYLU, whatever. And so I was like, so when I saw with the acronyms with the man, he said, boss your life up. I said, well, wait a minute, I'm a boss. And I think my life is, succeeding up, not down. Okay. It's going up. I want to boss my life. I think I can, come on your show and drop some gems. You know what I mean? He said, yeah, man, come on. Yeah. Just, whenever just come on and do it. Let's do it. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Nate, for the platform to spread some enlight and some inspiration on your brothers and sisters in your audience. And thank you so much.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. So I guess I can give a little backstory. So, me and HJT, we met through a group chat that I'm in.
Yes.
It's called DMV Connect and Network.
Yes.
And essentially, I was invited into the living group through one of the guests we've had on the show, John Livingood.
Yes.
And it's been an amazing opportunity being in the group chat, just getting to network with people in a different industry than myself. And actually, HJT, he threw the brunch that we went to all connect.
A brunch with Mavens.
Yes. And it was such a powerful brunch just being there. It was just, I felt so good about myself to be celebrated. You know what I mean? I still, people still to this day, yo, Nate, what's that brunch you went to?
For real.
Honestly.
Oh, my goodness. Let me tell you something, y'all. I didn't mean to cut you off.
You good.
Let me tell you something. This brother, now I told Nate, I said, Nate, I'm doing a brunch called Brunch with Mavens. And you know how black people are, they asses, they be telling them show them at 1, they ass show up until 4 o'clock. Like, come on, what are you doing? So, you got to tell the ass show up yesterday for today. So, and I told them, I said, I'm doing a brunch with Mavens about, bringing everybody together who are influencers, because that's what the group chat that we're in, DMV Connects and Networks, who the Nicole Brianna, as I could say, orchestrated the group chat that all influencers, all people who work in industry or corporate or young professionals have come and network and be, amongst like-minded people in the game of whatever. And I was doing the brunch with Mavens because they wanted to, get together and do something together as a group. And I said, well, I'll do the first event. So I did this event called Brunch with Mavens. And, Mavens is a person that has, abilities and capabilities of being great or whatever, or just an expert in their field. That's what a Maven is. And I said, okay, guys, the brunch started at, I think it started at 12 noon or 11 a.m., something like that.
12.
Something like that. This fool, he arrived at 12 noon on the dot. Now, we was already set up and everything. I'm thinking that everybody gonna come up maybe 12:45, 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you something, you know, working this in entertainment industry, specifically me, when I be going to parties, I show up 2 hours late and I leave 2 hours early. I only be in there in that middle part. Because who goes to a party on time? And who be the last person? Come on, that's lame. That's whack.
Like, go home.
Like no, I go there right in the middle where everything popping off. And I don't need to know who's first walking in. I don't care. And I don't even know who's leaving. I just know I'm leaving. Okay. And he was there on time. I'm like, wait a minute. You sit over there by the host and we'll let you because he was just so early. But I appreciate it, brother. He came to me right before we started because everybody was sitting down. He came to me. He said, "Listen, HJT brother, you know, I appreciate what you're doing, and I'm ready to, you know, meet everybody because nobody met, you know, anybody in the group chat, and that was the first time we met up. And he said, you know, I appreciate what you're doing, and I can't wait to meet everybody and connect with everybody. So I really appreciate that." I said, "Yes, brother. Now go sit down and eat." Now that food was nasty. The food was nasty. It was. I ain't going back to the.
But it was a blessed experience. It was a blessed experience. But yeah. So HJT here is a celebrity publicist and producer, really doing this thing. And with that, I'll let you kind of give a brief intro. Tell us a little bit about what you do and what it means to be a celebrity publicist / producer.
Yes. So again, guys, my name is HJT. I am a celebrity publicist. I am a PR rep with the Mimi Agency. That's MEME Agency in Atlanta, Georgia. It is an African-American based PR entertainment agency down in Atlanta where we have certain clients such as Miss Juicy from the Ricky Smiley Morning Show, Kyle Anthony, who used to be the senior editor and content curator for The Shade Room. Now he has his own media publication called The Neighborhood Talk. We have What Waste, like the little body trainers for the females who, you know, they got the love handles and stuff. So the owners of What Waste is signed. We got Kendra G from WGCI. We got all kind of bunch of people like media personalities and things like that who are signed to our agency. But we also have done work for big name celebrities with our company. And I was signed to be a PR rep with the Mimi Agency back in 2018. Okay. And you said what else? I'm sorry.
What does that
being
mean?
A publicist. Yeah. So basically being a publicist to me is having the connection and keeping the connection and then being the connection. So, and people have to understand that, you know, that's the one rule to networking because, you know, you got to do your 30-second, you know, elevator pitch and just say, "Hi, my name is, you know, Nate Perro. I'm a real estate, Perro, that's your last name, right?
Yes.
Nate,
yes, sir.
Nate Perro. I'm a real estate agent and and, you know, and say what you want, you know, what you want from them. Basically, you know, I'm not trying to sound like that, but that's why people network and meet other people because you're telling them, what do you want? Nick, what do you want? You know what I mean? So just tell me what you want and make sure you leave from that conversation with a phone number, email, or anything like that. So I'll make sure I leave with something, you know, a card or something like that. And then I email them the next morning because that shows my consistency and my persistency. So that's what really being a publicist means to me. Okay. Just getting the connection, keeping the connection, and then being the connection. So
I like that.
Thank you.
That's a bar. But yeah, now I hand it off to Danny to... I keep going. So with that, we really want to walk through your story, and with that, we kind of offline. We kind of talked a little bit about, you know, you said being where you are today was something that you kind of prayed for.
Yes.
Right? So we want to start from there, and I want you to kind of build us up to you kind of getting first into the industry.
Okay.
So how far do you want to go back? Let's say
how far? Because I told you I've been okay. So I started, you know, doing I started singing and acting in the theater world starting at 7 years old, doing plays, you know, at nearby community centers, you know, like Harmony Hall Regional Center down in Fort Washington, Maryland, and just doing plays, touring the country, you know, going to city all the way from West Coast to South and North and things like that. Excuse me. Performing at churches, being a part of different gospel choirs and things like that, like DMV Youth Gospel Choir. Shout out to Sharice Tumblin, my choir director. starting out singing with them, doing church plays as well from Evangel Cathedral, that big church across from Six Flags.
Okay.
And First Baptist Church of Glenarden and Reed Temple, just doing different plays like that.
You with the big boys.
Yeah, well, watch. I've been around. So yeah, I started doing that 7 years old, and then I started. I told you guys I started going to sports, but really my passion was really theater, because I love being silly. I love making people laugh, and then I prefer theater than film.
Okay.
I prefer theater because being on the stage and just getting how you're watching me. Like I love your reaction, how you watching me right now. And how you're watching me. I love that reaction and different movements that I'm making, different things that I may say in my mouth, and then see people's expression turns. I mean, it's just a joy to me, and I love that response, especially if you know what you're doing, because some people go up on that stage and be acting crazy. But especially if you know what you're doing, and no training, no acting classes. I have not gone to not one acting class.
Wow.
And I've acted in a lot of plays and sung. I've never gone to not one acting class. I've never gone to maybe not even a singing class, because my aunt is a singer. She sung backup for a couple of gospel artists before. So she taught me that. So all that was just basically home experience and home trained.
Wow.
Like Home Improvement, the show. It was basically like that. So so I started doing that, and then I kind of stopped when the ninth grade. Okay. So what was that? Back in 2013, excuse me. 2013. I'm ninth grade in high school. I'm 21, by the way. So for you guys listening, I'm 21. I graduated from high school 2017. So do the math and whatever. But 2013, and then to focus on other things, more like marketing. Okay. So in high school, we have this organization in high school, as you guys know, called HJT, Student Government Association. And I was head of marketing for the county, for all schools, for not just
for all PG.
So they had this big mask. It's called PGRASC. It's called Prince George's. It's called Prince George's Regional Assembly.
Well, the schools come together.
General
right?
Assembly, where all the schools in PG County come together to talk about what they can do as a county to raise awareness, to make their schools better, and different community projects, things like that. So I was having the marketing for the whole county for all the schools. So I was doing projects with all different counties. All different schools in the counties, from Laurel High School to Suitland to all kinds of high schools. I can't name them so long ago. Doing head of marketing, and then I was head of marketing for Croston High School. Okay. And then for Friendly High School, because I went to Friendly High School in my ninth grade, then transferred my next 3 years in Croston, my 10th, 11th, and 12th grade years. Okay. So I was just doing marketing for that. I was in drama club. I was in what's that thing called? Debate club. I was in barbering for a little bit, but then I got out. I was always moving around. I did the morning announcements, every morning, every time that Croston had an event, from honor roll assembly to a play to a high school winter concert, those winter concerts high school, being in high school be having. I hosted all of them. They knew who to call. So I was your boy if you wanted your event to be hosted, or if you want somebody to, put it together, things like that. So I'm moving on. I'm sorry. I take a little time explaining myself. But so I did that, and then I graduated high school in 2017. And so it struck me, to really answer your question, that I wanted to get into the entertainment industry, is when my favorite person, his name is Raoul Daggett. Raoul Daggett is an award-winning opera singer, a Screen Actors Guild member and winner. Raoul Daggett, actor, opera singer, and all that he is, told me, he said, "Hassan, you are going to be a star." And I've always heard that in my life, that, Hassan, you're going to be in front of TV, but I feel as though people are just saying it because you're young and, to make you laugh, to shut you up, to make you buy your Happy Meal from McDonald's. But me being more, in my teenage years, and I'm like 15, 16 at that time, like I'm of age, and somebody really, implanted that in me, saying I'm going to be a star and I'm going to make people laugh, or my name's going to be in stars, or my name's going to be in the books, or whatever, things like that. It brought me so much joy. And so, and my prayer, going to my point, my prayer was to God, because I knew I wasn't built from a 9 to 5. I knew I was not. Shout out to anybody who works 9 to 5. I commend you guys because it takes a certain kind of patience and it takes a certain kind of person to work a 9 to 5 and do. I'm not no judgment here. If that's what you foresee for your life, then kudos to you. But for me, for HJT, it was I cannot work for nobody. Yeah. I'm too my body's too flexible. I'm too creative to be limited within a time of when I can start and when I can stop. For sure. And I cannot be stopped. So, and I'm too creative. So, my prayer to God was, I said, God, because I'm a Christian, yes, God. I said, God, please bless me with a career where I could dress how I want to dress because I like, different styles. Today I got on Adidas, but But I told God, I said, God, please bless me with a career where I can wear what I want. I'm traveling the world and I'm working in the entertainment industry. Okay. And never wanted to be an actor. That's just something that I knew how to do. Mm-hmm. I knew how to act. I knew how to sing, but I never said, I want to be a singer or actor. Yeah. I just knew I want to work in the entertainment industry. Okay. And so that opportunity happened for me in 2017 when I was doing talent and media relations for this college expo, expo called the Black College Expo. It's a college fair, one of the biggest college fair other than the one that Alpha Street Baptist Church be doing in Virginia. I don't know if you heard of it, but it's a huge college fair that they have here. Second largest college fair that they have here in the DMV area. And my good friend, Miss Sabrina Crowder, who I went on her college road trip with, and orchestrated that and went on for free. Okay. Service for service. She told me I should work for the Black College Expo. Okay. And so she, made that connection. She sent me to Teresa Price, who gave me the opportunity to work with the College Expo. And she said, well, what do you want to do? And she said, you know what? You need to work with, I know who you need to work with. She said, just come on March 7th. Because their college fair is always on March 7th. Yeah. She said, come on March 7th. That's all she said to me because she said, I know who you need to work with. And I came on March 7th, just ready and equipped. Mm-hmm. And she said, okay, Hassan, you will be with, well, at that time, it wasn't HJT. It was just Hassan at that time. But she said, okay, Hassan, you're going to be with Matthew Knowles. I said, who's Matthew Knowles? And because I remember that day because it was something going through my mind that like everybody know Matthew Knowles is Beyonce's father, but it wasn't clicking in my head because it was a whole bunch of black people on a college campus. Like I thought I was in higher learning. I didn't know what was going on. I thought wait a minute, where the white people at? But okay, so I was like that, and then she said, "You gonna be working with Matthew Knowles?" Oh my goodness! And then when he looked at me, and I was kind of starstruck, a little bit like, the eyes just, oh my goodness, my eyes are deceiving me, and and yeah, the rest is history with that. And my career just started getting higher, working with Matthew Knowles, really walking him around, checking him in, make sure he's going to one workshop because he was teaching like 3 different workshops about how to work in the entertainment industry and how is it like Beyonce being your daughter and the controversial topic of Solange and Beyonce and competition, all that bull crap. And he answered it, very professionally. If I can say that, he answered very professional, which I'm very surprised. So it was Matthew Knowles, and then that year, so that was March, and then that year in June, I had the opportunity to work for this one of the biggest conferences in the world, religious conferences called MegaFest that Bishop T.D. Jakes throws every 2 years. And I did the same thing, talent and media relations. Well, it was really talent relations, excuse me. Okay. And I was working with Malik Yoba, John Singleton, Lamont Rucker, and Brian White, making sure they get, because he had this certain event with the MegaFest called Film Festival. We would have all different actors and actresses come and talk to people about, the industry and things like that. So those were my assignments to work with those people. And then I started working on with different, I can't really name off the top of my head for the sake of time, but just working with different people and, from Nene Leaks, helping with her store that she swag at the MGM National Harbor, to LL Cool J, CeeLo Green. Yeah. Recently just worked with Jill Scott at the Article Festival in Durham, North Carolina, who is one of my favorite R&B artists. So that was a pleasure. I like Jill. Right? Come on.
Jilly from Philly.
Yeah, Jilly from Philly. Hey. You're here. I really in your company. I love her. Oh my God, I love her. I want to marry her. I really. I don't think I can.
Relax.
Relax. I mean, you said it like you.
I got dibs, man.
You got dibs. You act like Jed is your son. Like, okay, no, it's okay, no. But I totally love Jill, and she was such a joy working with her. But so yeah, that's really happened. And then to answer your question about being a publicist, it was 2018, August 9th, 2018. I remember the date. I was seeking a publicist because I wanted to be a talk show host, like the next Terrence J, Steve Harvey. Yeah. And so I was looking for publicists. I was like, well, who can book me for gigs or whatever? I said, well, publicists, right? Yeah. Still fresh, didn't know really. I knew what it was. I knew what a publicist did, what a booking agent did, what a manager did, what this did, executive, all that. So I was like, well, publicist is one who books you. Booking agent is the one who really books you. Publicist is just the one who publicizes what you're already doing. Yeah. But at that time, I'm thinking that publicists can book you gigs, even though they can, but that's not their ultimate job. Yeah. It's really your booking agent's job. But anyway, I was seeking a publicist, and I just went on Instagram. That was one of the top. That is the number one social media handle on earth other than Facebook. It's really Instagram. Yeah. And so I went on Instagram, and I went to the search bar, and I went to the hashtags, and I put hashtags PR agencies. That's how I research anybody that I want to get in touch with. Hashtag PR agencies or whatever. And the Mimi agency caught my eye because it was colorful. The Instagram page was it was pink and green and all kinds of pictures. It wasn't just that standard black and white, like back in the 30s. So I went on the page and I called him. I said, hello, my name is Hassan Thomas. I am an aspiring host. In the likes of Terrence J and Steve Harvey, I would love to have a publicist. She said, well, hello, Mr. Thomas. We charge $2,500 a month. I said, okay. I said, I give you $250 a month. And she said, Hassan, no, we can't do it for that price. I said, well, ma'am, I really need a publicist because I really want to I really want to be a host. I need to be seen on TV. Like, I'm blood hungry for this, right? And, but I mean, is there anything that you can do? I mean, can you keep me on your database? Because, everybody know Atlanta has all kinds of events. For sure. Can you keep me on your database of doing red carpet interviews or hosting events? And she said, okay, I'll see what I can do. So still doing, work, talent and media relations for like movie premieres or conferences or events and things like that. But it wasn't picking up as heavy as it was. It was just those times I was working with Matthew Notes at a college fair or at MegaFest. That was like, I got the job at MegaFest is because a family member of mine goes to Bishop T.D. Jakes' church, the Ponder's house. Okay. And she said, Hassan, would you like to volunteer? And I said, okay, volunteer. And I get to work with celebrity. And I'm already going down there because I was already going down there anyway. So I said, well, that's a 2 and 2, 1-on-1 package right there. So it was just by coincidence how I got those jobs. So, anyway, with this PR agency, the Mimi agency, basically after 3 months, after me and her name is Jasmine Love, my boss, Jasmine Love, and 2, I got shout them out. After 3 months, me and Jasmine commented on each other's pictures on Instagram, calling each other, making sure that we was good, or just see how we was doing, just being, really good, a good person, a good friend. Yeah. She called me one day. I don't know the exact day, but I know I was in the airport. I was going somewhere, child. I don't know. I always be traveling. And she called me in the airport and she said, hey, Hassan, I think I have an opportunity for you. I said, okay, wait a minute. They may have to delay this flight. I said, wait a minute. I need to hear this, right? Because I don't need my phone to be on flight mode. This is important. So she said, well, listen, me and 2 are overwhelmed with a lot of clients. And now remember, I never wanted to be a publicist. Yeah. I wanted a publicist, never wanted to be a publicist. Okay. So check how God works. She said, Hassan, I hear what you're saying with, trying to work in the industry and things like that. And I can do everything that I want to do everything that I can to help you and to, push you so you are good and you can start working in this industry either in the front of the camera or behind the camera. Yeah. But me and 2 are overwhelmed with work and we need PR reps. You dress really nice. You already are in the working in the industry or connected somehow in the industry somehow, and you talk very well and you're very funny and a conversationalist, a great conversationalist. Would you like to be our first publicist signed to the Mimi agency? Wow. And I said yes. And she started laughing. She drew my contract, and then a month later, my first client I started working with was Kyle Anthony from the Shade Room at the time. He was working at the Shade Room, and then I started doing PR assignment works for 2 Chainz when we did a celebrity basketball game. 2 Chainz, I worked with him. I worked with that's when I worked with LL Cool J. Cheryl Underwood. Kelly Price. I just got finished working with her back in September. Some other people, but that's just to name a few. And then a year later, then I'm still, being a publicist here with the Mimi Agency. I represent the celebrity makeup artist Kim Lee, who have touch faces from Michael Jackson to Angela Bassett to all the black stars that Hillary Clinton, Dennis, she worked with Dennis Rodman, Bad Boys, or things like that. So it's been really, really great working with Kim Lee and stuff. But I have not received any more clients because I wanted to focus on other projects. But that's really been my journey with being a publicist, and getting into that world of PR and getting to the entertainment industry. So
yeah. I don't know if you have something, Danny.
You can go ahead if you would.
Yeah.
I know I talked so long. I did a whole monologue.
That's good. To me, like, I'm trying to piece everything together in terms of like, it just seems that a lot of the opportunities, like you pray for, I'm going to take a step back. So like my pastor, he preached a sermon.
Who's your pastor? See, you don't even go to church. See, look, that's how you begin. People out there, what is your pastor?
It's Bishop Darlington. It's a church called Bethel. It's in Olney, Silver Spring, Maryland. So his sermon was around prayer, right? And he was talking about the power of prayer, but mainly he was saying that God doesn't answer 2 types of prayers. Prayers of things that He's already given you.
You say he only answers?
He doesn't answer 2 types of prayers. Prayers of things he's already given you and prayers of things he's asked you to do. And I was just like, dang, there's so many things that, and to me, it really hit me because there's a lot of things that people say, praying for God, like, God, can you do this for me? And he's giving you the tools or the skill set or the abilities to be able to do it yourself. And he was saying mainly our prayers should be to reveal what we already have. You know what I mean? Because everything we want to be is already inside of us, right? It's just about revealing it. And that should be our prayer. Like, hey, I want this opportunity, God. Reveal to me the tools, whether it's the network I have or the skill set I have that can help me gain the opportunity.
And it's funny that you said that because my aunt, when my career working in the entertainment industry was getting heavy and I was traveling a lot and doing a lot of things. Because, working in the entertainment industry, you can be possessed, with demonic things. And, it's a lot of crazy shit that be happening in the entertainment industry now. Okay. But my aunt told me one time when she saw me, doing a lot of stuff, she said, Hassan, because my aunt is a real strict Christian. She Bible this, Bible. She's a Bible thumper. Okay. And so she told me, she said, Hassan, 2 things always, thank God. And every opportunity is not a good opportunity.
Yeah.
And she said to me, she said, Hassan, work in this industry, I don't know too much about it, but I know about demonic forces and spiritual weaknesses in high places. And she said the prayer that you need to say, and she said this to me when I was little, but when she saw that I was mature enough to really comprehend and then apply to my life, she said to me, she thought, son, this is your prayer that you need to say with every opportunity that come across you, that God bless you with. She need to say, Hassan, ask God, hey God, talk to him like he's your dude, with respect and grace, but still like, the comfortability as,
like
that's your road dog, as your homeboy. Say, hey God, if this opportunity is for me, then show me the signs and let it be. But if it's not for me, then I don't want no parts of it. Give me the strength to say no. And I use that prayer for all the opportunities that I've used, even if I haven't gotten an opportunity. Because let me tell you something, Nate and Danny, it's been a time in my life where I lost, not lost everything. Let me not say that because I don't want to sound like I'm old. But the call stopped coming. The email stopped coming. I wasn't that HJT where I was traveling. I was working with different people. I was going to different festivals. I was going to different events. I was going to fashion shows, New York Fashion. Blah, 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 blah. I was doing all that. I sat my black ass home for about 6 months, not doing nothing. And I was like, and I kept saying, well, what is going on? Like, I was like, God, like, come on, like, wait a minute. Like, what is going on? Like, I'm telling you, like, I've been on jets. I've tasted all kinds of food I don't know how to pronounce or spell. I've stayed at hotels at secret locations that don't even have stars. I mean, I've been on yachts. I've been on 2-level, 3-level penthouses in New York. I've experienced it. I've experienced so much at a young age. Sing a lot. And I asked God, I was like, God, and I really had to sit down because I was just asking God, like, what's going on? Like, like I never said, God, I hate you. I never said that, but I was like, so God, what's maybe is it my breath that's making him go away? Like, what is going on? And excuse me. And I actually sat myself down in my room, got on my knees, and it's something about getting on your knees and pray. Got on my knees and I asked God, I said, God, like, what is going on? Like, why am I not getting work? I'm seeing all of my other peers, my other colleagues, they just doing things. Like, what is going on, God? And he said, you never thanked me. I'm like, well, I thought I did thank you. I thought I said, thank you, Jesus. He said, yeah, but I probably said it too fast. I said, oh, thank you, Lord. And then I, did what I did. And he said, you never thanked me. And I was like, And that's all he said to me. Like, God would speak to you if you are really in commune with him. For my Christian believers, if you are really in communion with God, he will really speak to you. He will show you the signs, miracle signs and wonders. He will show you that sign. I ain't even trying to preach, but he will show you that signs. And he said, you just didn't thank me. And that's all he said to me. And then I start thanking him for the little projects that I was doing. Yeah. Whether it's for family members or whether it's for just, Uncle Peaches around the way. I mean, just those smaller projects. And then I said, oh, thank you, God. Just being humble. I had to humble myself because I had a stink attitude because I'm 5'10" and a half, 5'11", 200 and 45 pounds. I'm an overweight lover. Okay. And I'm a big boy, but I mean, I was bigger, but, I was 300 at my highest weight. I lost some weight, but, I'm still a big boy. And then I was doing so much in my life and it was like, I was just being I saw myself being very arrogant, in the expressions with my facial expressions with my friends that they were showing me, like he think he this or that, or just having narcissistic ways. And I didn't think that I was like that until my aunt had to tell me, Hassan, wait a minute, you need to calm down. You got to remember who your real friends are. And so I just started saying thank you for the smaller things, just humble myself more and just come with full-fledged humility and grace and integrity and tenacity. And so when I started having all of that, then I got my call to work with Donald Trump. Now, I don't know if now listen, okay, I don't know if anybody like Trump, but ain't nothing like a Trump check. It ain't nothing like a Trump check, and I worked the Celebrity Apprentice with his for the show as a production assistant. So basically, I got a chance to work with him for about
checks was hitting.
Come on, okay, staying in the Four Seasons Hotel. Okay, and that was my first time riding first class. But anyway, so I was very gracious, and then ever since then, my career started going up, and then, well, I'm not saying going up, but because I know I can do so much more or whatever. But it was steady with getting the clients or getting the work or things like that, or the calls, and the calls started coming in more. And it was funny how the calls stopped, but once I started saying thank you, God, and thank you, the calls started coming in more. It was like literally the calls was coming in like maybe 3 times a week. I was like, oh my goodness, what is going on? I thank God for that.
Nah, I mean that's so real. I think because like wherever God wants to take you is going to require a certain level of humility. And if he's taking you on that path and he tests you like with some of those opportunities and you're getting to where you aspire to be and you haven't developed that humility, sometimes he got to bring you back. So,
No, I was just thinking about our conversation 2 days ago so basically, to let you in, HJT, on what happened, there was like a deal that Nate was working on, which was for like a big boy check, right? And something happened throughout like the whole negotiation, entire process, where the deal didn't fall through. You feel me? It flopped or whatever. And we were speaking on it recently. I think it was after we spoke on the phone. I think it was the day after, or probably that same day. And he was like, man, I was thinking about something, and I think it's good I ain't get that check. And I'm like, you tripping. That was like a nice check. That was a hefty check. What you mean I'm glad I didn't get that check? He was like, well, to be honest, I wasn't ready for it. You feel me? That would have like probably been bad for me to get it in the moment. I wasn't mature enough to handle like that gift. And it's just like, it kind of goes back to what you're saying, where it's like, you know what I'm saying? You might have all the talents and the skills and everything that's required to do the job, but if you're not right within, it's probably not best for you to have that in that moment, you know?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like cool how you were able to tie that in and get yourself together to thrive.
Yeah, most definitely. And what's that saying? Like, what's that saying? It's a Bible scripture about
to whom much is given, much is expected.
No,
it's
it's about what's that Bible scripture? It says some to gain the whole world,
and lose your soul,
and then lose your soul. You know, and then of course, you know, to reap all the benefits and to have no one to share it with. And not just materialistically. It can just mean, you know, emotionally. It can mean spiritually. It can mean inspirationally. It can mean a whole bunch of things. You know, so you know,
and like this is a quote I like. It's a blessing too soon isn't a blessing at all. And I have a question.
Yes.
So like now, how do you stay grounded? Like, what is your approach if someone is getting in the entertainment industry and they don't want to go through that process of having to go up and come somewhat down a little bit? How does someone stay grounded throughout their process?
If you know who you are and if you know where you come from, then that's all you need. I mean, simple as that. I think in life, people want this 10-step remedy or ingredient to try to, you know, okay, well, this is what I'm gonna go about. Like, if I just stick by, no, chill out. You know, smoke a joint, like do whatever you need to do. You know, get some little Henny, and then you know, like I said, just do whatever you need to do. And just if you know who you are, if you know, like my grandmother used to say, she said, "Son, if you know your first and your last name, then that's the only thing you need." I said, "Damn, that was deep." I said, I'm sorry, I don't know, but that was too loud.
Shout out to Granny.
Come on, Granny.
Shout out to Granny.
Grabs. Come on, Grabs. She get on my damn nerves sometimes. But I said, come on, Grabs. You know, she said, if you know your first and your last name, that's all you need. If I knew Hassan Thomas, I ain't gonna say what the J is for, but if I knew what Hassan, if I knew who Hassan Thomas was, then that's all I need. Like that. Like I'm unapologetic. I'm unafraid, and I would never waver who I am or what I've done for anybody's ego. Because there's a lot of people out there, a lot of haters out there, who's patrolling on me, and who no, I'm serious. who think that, you know, oh, Hassan is this and that, you know, and he, you know, I'll tell you off air,
for sure.
Nate. But you know, it's just a whole bunch of people who think that. But like I'm saying is, how I stay grounded by me knowing my first and last name and what I offer to the table, and never waver from that. You know, and I was about to go into something else about, you know, being a leader and being so young and people having that. I definitely want to get into because that's a whole nother thing, child. But
But before we get into, I think Danny, you said you got a question.
Yeah, so I have a question too. So you talked about how when Granny first sat you down and, like, you know what I'm saying, brought you back to earth, you noticed that people that were around you, like your close friends and things of that sort, that they're reacting to you differently, right?
Yeah, so I'm sorry. I want to make sure you said your question.
No, I wasn't done.
Oh, I'm sorry, my bad.
It's all good, no problem. But so one thing that I realized when we were having our initial conversation on the phone was it was something that you said that, like, when you said it, I was like, damn, I wonder why. Where we proposed, like, possibly, like, recording at your spot, and you were like, you wouldn't be 100% free to express yourself how you would want to.
Oh yeah. That I was speaking about just being creative.
Okay.
And yeah, I was talking about that. I feel as though I don't live in a big mansion. I live in a nice house now. I live by the National Harbor. But I live in a nice house, and the walls that I do have in my house, I don't know. It's not even about the walls. It's just the same scenery and your address. Yeah. I don't know how a person can create, whether it's a script, whether it's you're an artist or a painter, or you're writing songs. I don't know, or you're trying to find your next house to invest in, or you trying to, find the next flyer in a different color, because you're an artist, Danny, you got to find different colors and patterns and abstract lines and things like that, and geometrical symmetries and stuff that you have to produce, and then you have to develop, Nate. So I don't know how you can do that in your own house. Because we're creatives at the BYLU podcast. We're creatives. Sure. And a person cannot create if they're looking at the same four walls. And I'm using that figuratively, but I'm saying you cannot create being in your same scenery. But a friend of mine who is no longer my friend, it's not too bad. It's too bad for her. But anyway, it's no longer my friend anymore. She said, I like creating in my house. I said, well, it's like if you're creating or trying to come up with something, you're going to keep, stepping over your feet, because it's like, why am I not, what is my inspiration? What is my spark? What is my something that will ignite me to develop something? And if I'm looking at the same thing that I see 365 days, unless you move throughout the year, how can I develop that? How can I create that? So what I do is I go to hotels. I'm a hotel person. I can name you every hotel in DC. I go to hotels. I go to airports. When I was little, I used to just sit in an airport. Not little, but younger, excuse me. When I was of age to, take the train. But I would just sit in airports and just look at planes and say, oh my goodness, that's going to Chicago, or I'm going to LA, and envisioning me on that plane going somewhere. Wow. Because that's what creatives do. They envision themselves doing something that they're probably not doing at that present time. And so that's what I used to do. And I just go to rooftops. I love rooftops. I go to hotels. I go to water, just like the National Harbor or the wharf, or just different beautiful sceneries, flowers. I mean, I just go to different places that I'm not accustomed to give me inspiration. Because if I look at something, I was like, oh my goodness, wait a minute, that, and then 2 plus that, and then like I start adding the patterns. Did I mess it up?
No, you good.
Okay, it start I'm sorry, I get a little see, that's the glory. Let me put my hands down. But no, I start adding it up, and then multiplying it, and never dividing. Never subtracting, but always adding. I want to say that to y'all listeners. Always add to your life. Always multiply it. Never divide it. Never subtract it. The only times you need to subtract and divide is when you have people who are toxic in your life. That's when you need to divide and subtract. That's when you need to be doing the opposite of elevating. You need to do some decreasing. And choir is called crescendo. It's when your voice starts little and then it goes louder, and then decrescendo is when your voice is loud and it gets smaller. I ain't gonna do it because I haven't warmed up. But if you understand what I'm saying, then yeah. So that's how I do as a creative. I gotta go to different scenery, hotels, like I said, waterfront places, different stores, and just sit there with my laptop, or I just sit there in the Starbucks and look over the water at the National Harbor, and I just look. I'll be gazing. I just be gazing amongst the horizon, amongst the sunset or sunrise, depending on what time of the day it is. And I just be looking and just start creating. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. Whatever project or whatever client, if I want. I even do that if I'm searching for a client. Or searching for a person I may want to work with. So that's how I do when I create. So did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
It went a different way, but
it's going a different way. I'm sorry. Yeah. So that's what I kind of do. So.
I had something, but I lost it. Actually, but I think now we could probably get into the point of, I know where I want to go. So you mentioned a little bit about the challenges with being in the industry, right? And dealing with some of the haters and all that type of stuff.
Yeah. Got a lot of them.
How, for someone who aspires to be in the entertainment industry, it comes with its challenges, right? That sometimes people don't see from the outside. So how do you deal with some of those haters and some of that negativity that's in the industry?
Well, I remember probably about a few months ago, I believe it was probably before the summertime, maybe like around May. or April. It was a word around town about me that it was just a word around town about me, and that it just wasn't true. And like the Bible says, the truth will prevail, and I believed in that. And I just knew it was just people who was jealous because of the position that I was in. Because I just started out working with a new client. And it was just real like, HJT, we heard that you was saying this, and we heard that you was doing this, and coming from my client, that I was saying this stuff about my client. Okay. Yeah, I was like, well, wait a minute. I'm like, my mother always told me, be careful about who carries the bone. You know what I mean? Who carried the bone? I never heard that, because especially in working in this entertainment industry, whatever party or event that you go to that you may think that, okay, well, I'm partying, I'm drinking, whatever, there's always somebody watching you. It is always somebody looking at you. And there's always somebody that's sitting at that bar with their drink that's leaning on the side, and they just looking at you. And, no, seriously. For sure. No, I'm serious. I ain't trying to be... I'm serious. That will look at you.
I'm envisioning it.
Yeah, come on, just close your eyes and envision that. And they would just sit and just start plotting against you. And so how I deal with it. Yeah, basically how I deal with it, I don't care. So I'm a blunt person. I came to the realization probably about 7 years ago that Hassan Thomas, HJT, he's a blunt person. That is a blunt mother. Watch him out. I'm blunt. I say what's on my mind. I say it like it is. I may say it in a way that you may not like, but if you my homeboy, if you my homegirl, I got nothing but love for you. And I may not say it in the most loving way, but I know if I'm coming from love, because I would never do anything to hurt you, then you will understand what I'm saying and not be distracted by how I'm saying it. But people be so sensitive nowadays. But I know that I'm a very blunt person, so and I could be sometimes dismissive, but I'm dismissive to negative people, to toxic people, to people who are pessimistic and who just don't serve me no good. So I don't care. So I'd look at people like, like when people be saying stuff, I'd be like, I wish they could see me. I'd be like, okay, I don't know what you want me to do. I don't care. People, I've been called all kinds of names, from narcissistic to arrogant to pompous to all kinds of superior labels that people, even my friends, who my friends that I've been knowing since middle school, they think that way, and they think that it's all in my head. That they think that Hassan think we jealous of him or whatever, but your action shows otherwise. Because you may say out your mouth, "Well, I'm not jealous," but if your actions speak louder than words. For sure. So if a person is depicting that type of aura or that type of performance from you as a viewer, as a watcher, as an audience, as a consumer, then you have to worry about what you are performing. And if you're performing that, then that's what that person is going to 9 times out of 10, probably 8 times out of 10, get if they know how to comprehend well. And I always tell people, if you're going to throw shade, you better throw it hard enough, because I catch good. And when I throw that football back, when I throw it back, it's going to be hard. So I tell people, don't come for me. You know what I mean? So I that's how I deal with it. I really don't. I don't let negativity overcome me. I don't let that, because I know I have a goal. I know I got people to meet. I got flights to catch. And we were just talking about it. Sure. HJT airport. I got bags to pack. I got people to meet. I got dinners to go to. I got things to do, and I don't have time to sit on my social media and sit down to worry about who's saying what. So months ago, when those people were saying that stuff about me, and I was just hearing people just believing that type of stuff and not coming to me, because a real man's gonna say, "Hey, bro, look here, you my bro. We go way back, like spinal cords and car seats, and I need you to tell me." And I look at people like this when I'm serious, and if I love you and you effing up, I'm gonna look at you like this. We need to figure it out. Now I'm giving you ample time to talk to me. So, I'm sorry. No, you good. Oh, okay. I thought you was giving me my time. No, you good. I need you to talk to me so we can figure some things out. You know what I mean? But if it's somebody that I don't care, like my industry friends, I don't, I'd be,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, for me personally, I would say like, just even from the time I met you, you have a very big presence.
Oh, thank you.
You know what I mean? And people can be intimidated sometimes by that presence.
Yeah.
You have to be very secure in yourself to be, you know what I'm saying, around
because
someone.
people be thinking I'm gay. People think I'm gay. People think that, I mean, you know, people just be thinking, well, is something wrong? Like, no, it's like I know what I've been through.
Yeah.
Like I've been through so much in my younger years, you know, through abuse, through abandonment, through having a gun held to my head. I've been through so much stuff that people may not look, because Bishop T.D. Jakes always told me, and he told his congregation, but I had a presence of speaking with him, and T.D. Jakes always told me, he said, you don't have to look like what you've been through. In his T.D. Jakes voice, you know, he said, you know, you don't have to look like what you've been through. You know what I mean? You can hear him say that, and I don't have to look like I've been through hell and hot water and things like that to know that I'm happy, or to know that I've overcame it and I'm blessed and I got the victory. So I don't have to look like that. So I love traveling. I love shopping. I love making people laugh. I love laughing. I'm silly. That's not me being immature. That's a mechanism of me not crying, or not trying to slit somebody's throat, you know what I mean? Or being in an acrimonious type of mentality, or having that type of mentality and want to kill somebody and going to jail. So I laugh. I like traveling. I like going out and things like that. Yeah. So a lot of people can't handle it, Nate, you know, but that's on them. They ain't got to do with me. You know, get your weight up. And that's why I tell people all the time. No, listen, because I had a person tell me one time, I ain't going to say no names, but I had a person, I went to this event, and this girl, because, you know, I dress, you know, very stylish with my hats.
Put the drip on.
Drip.
I try what I can. So I had on this nice red and black and tan colored sweatshirt, and then I had on this black and white checkerboard shirt up under it that covered, like, that went to my knees, and then I had my black ripped jeans on and these nice black velvet shoes, and I had on this black hat with the 2 poker cards on the side of it with my nice watch, and my nice red leather jacket. I was looking like a whole Christmas tree, so because it was Christmas. So I went to this Christmas party at this event. And this lady came up to me that I know, I've been knowing since I was little, and she came to me and she said, HJT, why you always, what'd she say? HJT, have you ever heard of a shirt and jeans? Why do you always have to outdress somebody? Why you always got to come extra? Why you always got to be the center of attention? You can't just be simple. But hold on though. Now that may be funny, but that last part hit me. Can you just be simple? That's almost like saying, well, that's almost like saying just settle with less.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, that's putting limitations on me. I don't believe in that saying, the sky's the limit. I hate when parents say that to kids. I would never say that to my child. The sky's not the limit. You go above the limit. It's no limit to what a person can succeed or do in life. So to tell me, can you just be simple? And what I told her as a rebuttal to that, I said, no, I can't do that because I'm not boring. And then I walked away from her. So that's real. That's real. I deal with that all the time, but I don't feed into that. I don't care. I let them see my Instagram or my work or my name around town. And, and my work speaks for itself and the things that I've done. So I don't care.
And then like, I don't know. You had something?
I need another bottle of water.
Some notes.
Yeah, I got some.
I'm joking.
So I kind of want to get into being young in the entertainment industry.
Yes, please.
Like we talked a little bit about it offline. You're in a position where some people aspire to be, and they're twice your age. Mm-hmm. How do you continue to show up as yourself, to show up confident, and show up feeling like you deserve to be in the room at all times?
Showing up as an equal.
Yeah,
showing up as an equal.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, that's a good question because I get that a lot. Kim Lee, the lady I work with, she said to me, we was on our way to a fashion show, and she said to me, because sometimes she got to remind herself that at the time I was 20. So she said, this was back in April 2019. So, and my birthday is October 20th. So we found out that me and Danny got the same birthday.
Sure.
And you 24? 25, excuse me. I'm sorry. It's okay. It's okay. You
good.
know what you are. So, so we was at a fashion show, and she said, Hassan, we was talking about something. I forgot, man. And she said, Hassan, like, why are you so comfortable? You know, you don't get starstruck? I said, no. She said, why are you so comfortable talking to celebrities and walking up to powerful people? Because I met all kinds of people, not even just celebrities, just big time entrepreneurs. I met the Prime Minister of India, Prime Minister Narendra Modi. I met, top executives at Starbucks and Marriott, all kinds of people. So she said, why are you so comfortable to meet them? I said, excuse my French. I said, because they shit just like I shit. If they get cut, they're going to bleed red just like I'll bleed red. They're human. Yeah. People think that, they got all these freaking titles and pedigrees that they can be approachable. Yeah. And it's like, if you're not approachable, then you're out of this world. You have to be approachable because you have to relate to people. Facts. We work in a business that we are public figures. Okay. Yeah. We are a figure to the public of what people want to see, talk to, take pictures with, things like that, or work with or whatever. So, and I said that to her, and she looked at me like that. Right. And I was like, I have no fear. Like, why? Why? They're just, the only difference is the bank account. Yeah. He may have on Gucci and I may have on H&M, like, which I don't shop at. But I'm just saying, we may have on some different, like, whatever. So, that's the only difference. So why is all that materialistic stuff? Because titles is part of materialistic.
For sure.
It's a materialistic thing. Yeah. So
status.
Like status. Like, I'm not into I love the titles now. I will drop a title in a minute. Like, when I be going out with Kim, I be saying, yes, this is Kim Lee. Yes, she used to do, yes, she's Angela Bassett's personal makeup artist. Yes, she did Hillary Clinton. She worked with Diddy and Jay-Z. Yeah, I drop names in a minute because sometimes you gotta let them know. Sure. But I don't run it up my ass all the time either, Sure. And I just told her, I said, I'm just unafraid because I know I know I want something from them. Is a phone number, email, hopefully a project to do with them, And I go to them and I say, do what I gotta do. And the one thing about working in this entertainment industry and you want to meet celebrities or whatever, celebrities hate that you're so hi. Can I take a picture? They don't want all that. Yeah. They will. I'm not gonna say that's this person. I went to Diddy's party that he'd be throwing in New York. Yeah. I think it was a party that he did with Ciroc because his different endorsement deals they got with Ciroc, and I had the pleasure to go to a party in New York. And I saw a person there, and the person was walking to another person who was just chilling on their phone or doing their own thing, swag dripped out, but never paid attention to that person and said, can I take a picture? Can I take a picture? Like, they was just like, okay, like, like calm down, whatever. Yeah. But they was getting more to the person that was just chill. A celebrity would be chill with you or let you talk to them if you just come and say, hey, listen, yo, what's up? Yo, what's up? Like, I dig you. Like, I appreciate what you're doing, things like that. Can I get a picture? It's cool if I can't. You know what I mean? And if they won't let you, I say, okay, I respect that. And you walk away. And if they call you back, then you got them. But if you all so pressed and geeked out and start straight, they don't want all that tension, so, and I've seen that happen a lot of times. So,
yeah, because people, they want to be treated like humans too. They want to be able to walk down the street and not always have to take a picture,
right? And be able to say no too, like,
for sure.
And I don't want to take that away from
audience and the fans have to understand that they are human. They are human, just like we are human too. They had problems just like you have problems, and you have to have respect as well. Mm-hmm. At the same time, those celebrities have to know that, well, you chose to be in this industry. Mm-hmm. You chose to be a celebrity. You chose to be an actress. Nobody told you to have a bomb voice. Nobody told you to have a bunch of Grammys. Nobody told you to have all these bunch of cars and all these achievements and accolades that you have received and have. Nobody told you to do that, but you have that. So it comes with the territory of being a celebrity. People are going to stop you while you're in Sweet Green or stop you while you're in Chipotle, want to take a picture, say hello to you while you're shopping because they see you on TV before they go to bed at night. So they want to see, oh my goodness, I'm sitting next to this person. I want to take a picture. Now, so it's a balance. So celebrities have to understand that, okay, yeah, and then regular people also have to understand that, you just calm down. That's why when I work with celebrities, sometimes celebrities may not want me to take pictures with them. Mm-hmm. If I say, "Oh, can I get a picture with you?" I see I feel it out. I kind of feel it out. Yeah. Like if they're up for taking pictures. Like when I worked with Jill Scott, I wasn't able to take a picture with her. Mm-hmm. Well, because she had to catch a plane right after she did a performance. She literally did 4 songs and left. But she wasn't in the film because before literally she got there late. So before she got on the stage, she was sitting in the golf cart, literally, doing this like a Kama Sutra, trying to get into the Jill Scott, Jilly from Philly, so she could be able to perform. So I wasn't really able. I was just able to escort her on stage, get her some food, and then she go to her catch her flight. So yeah, people just have to understand that balance. So
for sure. Yeah. I don't know if you had anything, Danny. I was gonna go to
I just been in listener mode, man.
All right, yeah. All right, let me.
I ain't saying about this time. I tell you.
All right, because I think you said we're at 58 minutes right now.
Yeah,
so
we did. Oh my!
Yeah.
I told you it goes by quick.
I won't have to come back, y'all.
For sure. But before we close out, I definitely want to talk about some of the personal projects that you're working on now, and share that with the listeners.
Yeah, so boss your life up, viewers. This is how you boss your life up already in 2020. So I am I'm doing 2 personal projects that I'm working on, fulfilling my producer mode of producing project, creating content, whether it's for BET or different things like that, or whether it's self-producing projects and just producing up under my own name and hopefully partnering with other people. But I'm doing a talk show. I have not found a name for my talk show yet. I haven't been inspired yet, but I need to hurry up because we start filming next month in February. Starting February 8th, actually, we start filming for the talk show. But it's going to be a millennials talk show. And my co-host who's going to be on there is going to be Nora Blake Smith.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Who was on the group chat with us.
For sure.
She's an entertainment enthusiast, model, and she's a media correspondent. I met her when I went to when I walked this red carpet to this movie premiere. My good friend Jimmy Jenkins did this movie called Sinners Wanted. Okay. His father is Pastor John K. Jenkins at First Baptist Church of Glenarden. Okay. Yeah, like one of the biggest churches in the area. Yep. So I met her there at that red carpet, and so she's gonna be joining me. Nicole Brianna is gonna be joining me, who's a social media strategist, really smart girl. But she has been a host on a couple platforms like DTLR and other platforms. And then it's going to be myself, of course, the HJT. And then I'm going to have my brother, AJ, who was in the entertainment industry, specifically in media as a host. He was actually my co-host when I had my radio show. Okay. I didn't mention that early in the conversation, but I had a radio show 2 years ago called What's the Tea that did numbers for community colleges around the area, even universities around the area. We made, hitting viewership, like 500 viewers to like 1,200 viewers weekly. Wow. So I'm very excited about that. But I'm trying to reintroduce him back into the game in the industry and give him a shot because he's really talented and things like that. Because I can get, all kind of other people, radio personalities like Jay Hill, Shay Parker, Raven, all these kind of people. But I feel as though, because people have to also understand is that I wanted to let your viewers know, just because you got a lot of followers on Instagram does not make you an influencer and does not make you any more important than the next person. Sure. People think that you got a lot of Instagram followers or you legit. No, you ain't legit until you got that verified check, or you ain't legit until you got some content up under you. A true influencer is a person who has content up under them that when they post it on their page and people DM them or text them and ask them questions about it or see how they can jump on or work with you, that's what an influence is. I give people who want to work with me all the time. I get people who text me and say, Hassan, should I get these shoes or get those shoes? Because I have a creative eye for style and things like that. That's what a true influencer is, when people ask you questions about their own personal thing. I don't want nobody or you guys or none of your viewers to get twisted up that just because they got 30,000 followers, I'm incompetent. Or just because this podcast or whatever podcast got this many reviews that BYLU is incompetent. No, it's not. Because BYLU y'all can be the boss of these other podcasts if y'all network right and market yourselves correct, appropriately. And anything is possible. So I just want to say that. But back to my projects. I'm sorry. So I'm doing a talk show with those hosts. I'm so excited that we're starting filming next month, and we will the first show will air on IGTV. Let me tell y'all something. IGTV is about to blow up. Just like how Jada Pinkett did for Facebook on her Red Table Talk. She blew that up. Now people doing shows on there. Like Steve Harvey got his show Steve on the Watch. And Michelle Obama is about to blow IGTV up with her new show. I forgot what it's called, but it's about kids in their first year of colleges, and you know how it's like to be first year freshman in college. It's about to be on IGTV. She's about to blow IGTV up, and I'm so excited to be on that platform to debut my talk show. I'm telling you, IGTV, after Michelle Obama, people are going to start doing shows and series on IGTV. It's a new thing. Nobody need YouTube no more. It's either Facebook or IGTV. So unless you got, you know, VH1 or BT or things like that. But if not those networks, I'm telling you, social media is about to be the next network for people's shows. So I'm doing that, and I'm also doing a play called For Color Girls. That Tazaki Shange wrote for Color Girls, Women Who Have Considered Suicide When the Rainbow Was Enough. It's a very, very powerful choreo, bunch of 22 choreo poems. And then Tyler Perry did the movie back in 2010, and I'm turning it back into a play, and which I'm buying the rights to turn it into a play. But I'm doing my own HJT twist to it. It's going to be a hip hopera. Have y'all seen Carmen?
No.
Carmen hip hopera with Beyonce?
No,
okay. Have y'all seen Chirac?
No.
The movie?
Seen Chirac?
The movie?
Yeah.
Oh, the Spike Lee movie.
Yeah, and you know how most of the dialogue in the movie was very poetically and metaphorically said. It's gonna be like that. It's gonna be some rapping, singing, some metaphors, drops, and things like that. We're in script development now for it, and we start rehearsals for that in the summertime. So I'm so excited for those two projects, and we're supposed to debut that play in October to celebrate Tazaki Shange's death. She died in 2018 on October 28th here in Bowie, Maryland. This is not Bowie. This is but yeah, in the Prince George's area. So I'm going to celebrate her and do this play in honor of her. So I'm really excited for those two projects. Yeah,
bless. But yeah, I don't know if you have anything left to say before we close out. Danny?
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just to, as we getting ready.
We're gonna go over. I love this. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, this is gonna be the highest rated view. Look, what did Tekashi say to Charlamagne on Breakfast?
Oh yeah,
he said this is gonna be the highest rated, and it was. They got 14 million views. It's I think 1 million higher than
the Birdman.
The Birdman interview. What? Tekashi wasn't lying. I ain't Tekashi. I ain't no ranked unicorn. Okay? I'm more of a beetle. But the thing is, I want to let you know that. But go ahead, I'm listening.
No more. But my question is, so you know what I'm saying, we got to hear your story, get a good idea of where you are now. So let's say like 10 years from now, we have a reunion episode. Where do you expect to be as HJT, and what impact do you hope to have had like throughout the industry?
10 years?
Yeah, so let's say a good 10. So the next decade, because we just started a new decade.
2030, I'll be, what's that, 30. I'm about to say 20. I'm sorry, I'm high. No, I'm joking. I ain't high. No, I'm 31. I'll be 31.
Yeah.
Actually, what I foresee for y'all, you guys gonna put this on the network. I see that for this show because people need to learn how to boss your life up, and I believe that you guys aren't going to be dropping, Q gems. Q. I use that word because I heard a celebrity use it, and I thought it was important. So Q gems to really drop on people to really prepare them how to live a better life and things like that. But what I see myself in the next 10 years, not being a publicist. Oh, I don't want to be a publicist because it's too much work. But the producing projects on TV, more projects, going in that Tyler Perry, Shonda Rhimes mode where I'm a showrunner, creating shows for different networks and things like that, TV shows, movies. Being a film producer, I see myself actually being a talk show host, because that's really was my first dream. Remember, I told you guys I never wanted to be a publicist. My ultimate dream, was to be a talk show host, like Steve Harvey, either have my own show or be a host on the show. So that's where I really foresee for myself, is doing that and producing my own movies. So yeah, which is looking good as of what I'm seeing for 2020 in my connection list. So I'm very excited for it. So
Amen.
All right. You.
You have
saying amen? Nah. Like you said a prayer.
Hey man, we gonna speak all that.
Yes, so I got one more thing.
Go ahead.
And just. This is my last question.
No, listen, come on.
Question.
Y'all show we could go 2 hours.
So being in the position you are at such a young age, what sense of like responsibility do you feel like? It's like, all right, I gotta go back to Crosstown and let them know, like, hey, these are things you could do to get in position if this is something you want to do also, or like what sense of responsibility do you feel, especially being equal to people who have been around way longer in terms of like their resume, but you're still able to just, meet them exactly where they are also?
So what do I feel as though is my responsibility to
Yeah,
give
do you
back?
feel like you have a sense of responsibility to give back?
Yeah, well, I physically haven't gone back to my school, my high school or middle school or
Us either. So.
or
Don't feel guilty. Me either.
No, I haven't not I just been so busy.
Yeah,
so I really
sure.
hasn't had the time to do it. And it's like, but I do plan to do it because I like inspiring people. But I'm talking about like physically doing that.
Yeah.
But what I always do, I always include people in my projects.
Yeah.
You know, things that I'm doing, whether it's a play that I want to write or a TV show, whether it's anything I'm trying to do, or whether it's I'm getting a chance to I don't know, work a movie premiere and I'm able to bring on somebody. Because it's enough seats at the table for everybody to eat and everybody get a check or get that opportunity. Yeah. You know, so I always include people because, like I said, the people who are already household names, who got the thousands of followers or who already got the titles, they already got it. You know how your pastors say, my pastors say, I always go after the people who ain't got it. I want to go after the strippers. I want to go after drug addicts. I want to go after those kind of people who don't know Jesus, who don't have it. Yeah. Because the people who know Jesus, they're just getting what that they already know. It's just going in a cycle. But with them, it's fresh, it's new. Excuse me, is that me? Oh, it's fresh and it's new. So I want to go after those people. So I'm going after people who have the talent and who just didn't have the opportunity. Yeah. You know, because like I said, I'm still young. It's more that I have to do. I'm still trying to get opportunities myself. Sure. Like I have not really sustained my name in the industry. People know HJT from around the way. Oh yeah, that's a guy. Mm-hmm. But I want people to know HJT like, okay, no, that's the person you go to. Yeah. So, so I'm still working myself and developing and growing myself in this industry. But from where I am in this industry and what I can do and the connections that I have, people always ask me, hey, Hassan, do you know this or do you know this person? Do you know that? They call me the Connect Man. I need to put that in my Instagram bio because I'm always connecting people to something, and they always say, oh, thank you, Hassan, or whatever, and things like that. So I'm always bringing people who have talent, who just didn't have the opportunity, because I was that boy, Hassan Thomas from Southeast DC, who had a dream and who wanted things and didn't get the opportunity or was overlooked, you know, but once they saw me doing things or whatever, they look back and they'd be like, damn, I knew I should have brought him on that project. Right. And I'm getting that right now. So it's like, and I tell people, like they say, give the flowers to the people while they're alive and not when they're dead. Appreciate people. Be kind to people. I'm working on my mouth, my daggone self, because I know I can sometimes come off aggressive. But generally, as a person, just be kind, be caring. Know that when you work in this industry, you're not going to get the big check. Because I worked for a long time. And in a way still is, but worked for a long time not getting those checks, because working in the industry, you have to, the Bible says, show yourself approved. And so in the industry, you have to show yourself that they can pay you that much money. And as publicists, celebrities or people don't, not even celebrities, people in general don't even want to pay publicists what they deserve or what it costs. It costs money to have the relationships that we have. Because obviously you don't have them. That's why you're coming to us. So we can help you. So help me help you. Pay me so I can advertise you. That's basically how it is. So, you know, but it's a trust thing that we have to have with our clients. But, you know, I just tell people, just go for your dreams. The last thing I want to say, is go for your dreams. Never waver who you are, where you come from, what you bring to the table. I'd rather be talented. I'd rather be over talented and have something to the table and be and have versatility in me being a product than not having no talent at all and have nothing to give. You're just a person. You're just a space waiting for somebody to fill in. You know, if I'm going to be in a room, I need to show them what I have. Because that's the type of talent that I have. So just go after your dreams, you know, being young, things like that. I've been working. I've been around amongst all kinds of people ever since I was 7 years old. Greats from people in the religious world to the secular world, all kinds of people and things like that. Billionaires, millionaires, and things like that. And I've always found a way to thank God, of course. I always say thank God if you are a Christian. Thank God. And to just know who your true friends are. God will give you the signs of who your true friends are. If every time when you talking about your accomplishments, I know we got to go, but if every time you talking about your accomplishments and your friends doing this, or rolling their eyes and things like that, because I go through that now, then you need to cut some people off. And I, in the season of 2018 and 2019, I've been cutting people off left to right every time when I blink. And it's okay.
Yeah.
You don't need a big friend group. You know, like Kevin Hart, and I'm so in awe of Kevin Hart, because Kevin Hart has 4 or 5 people that he rolls with all the time. He have close industry friends like Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Ellen and all those people and Tyler Perry. That's I call industry friends. Yeah. I may be close with you in the industry because we do a lot of movies together or because we go to a lot of industry events together, but I need somebody to be there with me. What if my mother died? Who gonna be there with me? Who gonna help me pick out the casket? When I get married, who gonna be my best man? If I die, I need those genuine moments, not when everybody see you and have for pretty pictures. You know, I need somebody to break the mold with. I need somebody to stir my gift with me. So, you know, I just want people and your listeners to know, whenever you are growing in life, to know who your true friends are. Sometimes your family can be your own worst enemy too. Sometimes, I hate to say it, but sometimes your family can be jealous of you too. But just know who you are. And like I said, and just last time I say, if you know your first and your last name, that's all you need to know. And that's all you need to grow. So.
Man.
Y'all need an applaud button.
Right?
Like that.
Right.
Pew, 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 pew.
Right.
Oh,
Man, first and foremost, thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you for saying yes again.
Thank you for sharing your story. I enjoyed, I still got 28 questions.
That's okay. We gonna talk after the
but yeah, for sure. We're definitely gonna have to bring you on again.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I guess I'll give it to Danny to close us out.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Airport himself.
Thank you, boy. Thank you. I appreciate it.
And yeah, I definitely look forward to part 2 and just, you know what I'm saying, watching you grow and seeing you flourish over the next couple of years. That's going to be good to see from the background. So yeah, this is the episode with HJT himself. It was very information filled. So take your time as you listen through it. There's actionable pieces in there. There's life advice in there. And there's a bunch of gems. I'd like to thank y'all again for listening. This is the BYLU Campaign podcast. Shout out to our sponsors. Elevate. Go get a job in the new year. Everybody's hiring.
For sure.
And until next time. So we'll be back with a new episode soon. But until then, BYLU Campaign, we're out.